Starlink last night made some big changes that are going to impact our RVing and boating community. So let's dive into what is likely to be some bad news. Hi there, I'm Cherie with the Mobile Internet Resource Center, and I really hate being the bearer of bad news, but Starlink has made some big changes to their offerings that is going to have some impacts on most of our audience. That means you and us. First, if you're an existing Starlink customer, you probably already got your email notification about the pricing changes that are coming. If you have the Starlink for RV service, this is the one that allows you to take your service with you and always be at deprioritized service. So you get slower speeds when you're in areas of congestion. That pricing is going up from $135 a month to $150 per month. If you're an existing customer, that change will be effective April 24th. If you're a new customer, the change was rolled out last night on their website. It's effective immediately. If you have the residential service, this is a service that allows you to have priority service at your service address, and you can move that service address. It was previously $110 per month, and it is going to either $120 a month or $90 a month, depending upon your service area. And areas where they have excess capacity, they're actually dropping your price by $20 per month. If you're in an area that is at capacity, then it's going to be going up $10 a month to $120. Now, it's not as easy as if you're in an area that is waitlisted or not, because we check some addresses that are in open immediate availability area, and we got both prices of $90 and $120. So we don't know what is behind the scenes, what is determining what is at capacity or where there's excess capacity. But that change is coming. If you're getting the price decrease, you're getting it immediately. If you're getting the price increase, that'll go into effect on April 24th if you're an existing customer. And for new customers, it is immediate. It's already on their website. Now, this next change was not in the emails that sent out, but we have confirmed it with the FAQs that they are rolling out on their website. And that is, with the residential service, portability is no longer an option. Now, on the residential service, this meant when you added on portability for an extra $25 per month, it was treated essentially like the RV service, where you could take it to any place on your home continent and get deprioritized service when you are away from your service address. That option, gone. If you didn't have it already turned on your account, it is no longer there at present time and won't be there in the future according to what they're saying in their FAQs. What this means is that if you are at your service address and you want to travel with it, you either need to be able to change your service address, which you can only do is if there's open capacity at the new location, or you have to switch to the Starlink for RV service, which is always deprioritized. And once you switch to the RV service, you can't go back to residential service at current time. Maybe that's a change they'll make in the future, but right now it's a one-way journey from residential to RV service. So for those that have a fixed address, and maybe you only part-time RV or boat, that means you're going to have some difficult choices to make. Do you want the priority service at your service address? Or do you want the ability to travel, and then when you're back at your service address, you're always going to be at the lower priority service, even though prior you could set your address back as residential. This change, frankly, sucks. This is going to have big impacts in our RVing community. We have recommended for the last year that full-time RVers even consider getting the residential service if they could. That way they could change their service address when it was available to have priority service, and then use the portability when that wasn't available to have the lower priority service. That's no longer an option. You have to choose between the RV service or residential. Now, what about if you had portability turned on last night before this change went into effect? According to some customer service emails that Starlink has been replying with, they are saying that you can keep the portability feature as long as you don't turn it off. As soon as you turn it off, you won't be able to add it back. They didn't put any date on this, but it wouldn't surprise us at all if at some point they sunset this and they do force those with the portability feature turned on to choose RV service or be at their service address. So be prepared that that change could be coming and how you will handle that if you currently have portability turned on. Like I said, this aspect of the change really is not friendly to RVers and boaters, part-timers or full-timers. We have always said that Starlink is a great complement to the other mobile internet options that are out there, cellular and Wi-Fi. A lot of folks are trying to make Starlink their one and only internet connection, and it can work for some people. But if you need a reliable setup that's going to keep you connected in most places you go, redundancy is key. With this new change with Starlink, if you are on the RV service, you never have the opportunity to switch to a service address under the residential plan. That means you're always going to be deprioritized. And that means when you are in congested markets, you could have speeds that are not suitable for your needs. There may not be fast enough. There may be too much congestion. Along with all of the other considerations with Starlink, like the higher power usage, the setup, the equipment size, cellular has some great advantages, and it is worth having that redundancy in your setup. And that is what we are focused here on the Mobile Internet Resource Center, is helping you determine what is your best unique setup that meets your needs on the road. And that varies from person to person. So go to our Getting Started guides, where we have a whole bunch of information to help you choose what is going to be your right setup. And this is, of course, all funded by our premium members, who we go further with interactive guidance, discounts, alerts, and insider information. In conclusion, there's no way to say this other than this change is not good for RVers and cruisers. This sucks. It's going to change the way that we all look at Starlink. Either your prices are going up. Granted, it's only a $15 per month increase if you are already on the RV service. It's not huge, but it does bring that price point up to $150 per month. And if you're keeping other options in your setup, it starts to become a balancing act of how much redundancy and how much cost is worthwhile having in your arsenal. It also brings in the consideration for those that have a fixed residential address and want to travel. There's no easy way around it. You might have to have 2 different Starlink plans and pieces of equipment active if you want to have that priority service at your residential address and have the portability with the RV service. So it sucks. This change that Starlink has made with no advance warning is just continuing to show that this no contract situation definitely goes both ways, and they are not going to be honoring or grandfathering in those who had prior terms. This is the second time they've had a price increase, as well as adding in the portability option. Who knows what they might do in the future, so do keep that in mind if you're considering Starlink as part of your setup. What is offered today could change tomorrow or a year from now. It's just an unknown. And Starlink, if you're watching, please do reconsider this change that you've made. It is definitely not an RV and boater friendly solution. These videos are brought to you by our premium members, our mobile internet aficionados. They make it possible for us to track this news and create these videos. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe to our channel, or better yet, consider becoming a member yourself.